I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. The second oldest of 5 daughters in my family. I had started taking dance classes when I was 16 actually, just at a local dance studio, small local dance studio. And one of my friends at the studio said that her brother was going to be going to the Conservatory of Music and Dance and that I should audition. And I did. I wanted to dance with the Kansas City Ballet. And I remember having a conversation with my ballet teacher, Tatiana Dukazaska, and I asked her, why can't I be the Sugar Plum Fairy? And I auditioned, and a lot of the stages that I performed on in Kansas City, I was the first Black woman to perform on those stages. But I did a lot of dinner theater. I also auditioned for the Kansas City Kings Glitter Girls, which was a professional cheerleading group. And we cheered for the Kansas City Kings. When I graduated from college, I was doing some teaching at the college already for the non-major classes. And I really enjoyed teaching. And I realized that if I wanted to be faculty, I needed more education. So I went to graduate school, University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. And I got my graduate degree there. And I came back to my alma mater and continued teaching. After I had been there for about 6 months, I asked them, when will I be able to apply for a tenure position? And they told me, oh, you won't be able to do that here. The position that you're in right now is for visiting professors, and the longest you'll be able to stay in this position will be 7 years. Right about that same time, I got a letter from St. Cloud State University asking me to apply for a dance position that they had open, and I had thrown it away. I got a second letter from them, again asking me to apply. I quickly sent my resume and a nice cover letter, and I got an invitation to come for an interview. I started in St. Cloud in 1989, September of 1989. I was the youngest member in my department by far, and I was the only person of color in my department as well. The chairperson of the department said, we're going to write your job description for you and give it to you. And I thought, well, that's a little bit strange because the dean had already given me a job description, and I had the job description when I applied for the position. And I was so disappointed when I finally got the list that they had made for me, because at the very top of the list was clean the storage room. And I thought, oh my God, I just went through all of these years of education to come here, and the thing that they want me to do the most is clean the storage room? I called home, I called my dad and I told him, and my dad said, draw a line through that one and give it back to him. Tell him you're there to teach. And that's exactly what I did. And so one of the things I worked at was making the dance program a professional dance program. So it wasn't just dance for recreation or dance for physical education, but dance as a fine art. That's the background that I had, and that's the skill that I brought. I started the Repertory Dance Theater, which was a modern dance company. We did regular performances annually at university, but also we moved into the Paramount Theater. And at one point, I worked with a group of parents to develop the Multicultural Children's Art Connection. And that started with a group of mothers. All of us had children of color who were in the schools in the St. Cloud, and they were kind of sprinkled around in all the schools. And they didn't have an opportunity for the children of color really to learn anything about their culture as African American students or Native American or Asian American, Hispanic American students. There was nothing. And so we started organizing. The mothers started organizing around how do we put our children in the community in a way that's positive? How do we teach them about their culture, the music, the art, the dance? How do we support them in learning? And I said, well, I can teach dance. And I said, well, what do you think we should call your dance company? And they said, Full House. And I said, Full House? Why Full House? Because when we dance, We want there to be a full house. Like myself, there have been many other people of color who have moved to this area. And like myself, they have had to figure out how to navigate being a member of the St. Cloud community. And like myself, they decided, this is home for me now. And I don't want to just survive in St. Cloud, I want to thrive in St. Cloud. Good morning, St. Cloud. Oh, you can do better than that. Good morning, St. Cloud. Martin Luther King Day, I used to go down to the cities every year and help them to put on the events that were going on there. And after about 10 years of that, I decided, why am I going to the cities? Why don't we have a Martin Luther King Day celebration here in St. Cloud? You know, we can really do something that talks about service for our community and serving our community and really bringing our community together around that. I think this year will be the 9th or the 10th annual Martin Luther King Day event that will happen in St. Cloud. And that's pretty exciting. I mean, that's one of the changes that has happened. The same with Create Community. Back in the 80s, we attended an event in the cities that brought the community together to talk about the issues of race. And came back and said, why don't we do this in St. Cloud? This is timely and it's needed. And it will help us as a community to move forward. We started organizing around that with the city of St. Cloud and several of the businesses in St. Cloud. And the first event we did, there were over 600 people who came. Part of the change that I've seen in St. Cloud is the incoming of more people who have chosen St. Cloud as home and as a place where they see themselves not only living, not only surviving, but really thriving. And as a result of that, I've seen the school districts change. I've seen the college culture and college community change. I've seen the workforce change. I've seen our children grow up as friends and in communities that are integrated. Stepping into the position of interim vice president at St. Cloud Technical Community College was amazing. It was almost like when I stepped into the position at St. Cloud State. When I went there in 1989, I felt like I was stepping back into the 70s because the mindset of the people, again, especially when it came to issues of equity and inclusion, just wasn't there. So I immediately began doing work to change that. So St. Cloud, for me, came from a place where issues like race and racism was something you simply didn't talk about, to now a place where it's something that's talked about quite often and quite openly. It's something we teach about. It's something that we value, and it's something that helps the whole community to thrive.